So what have the supermarket beers got in terms of non-alcoholic options? I've been having a look around, and from Aldi up next, we've got their Early Start non-alcoholic IPA. Up next. Hey, welcome back to Views and Brews. I am Brendan, and this is Roadworks Brewing Company, or Pearse Lyons Brewing Company, whichever way you want to call it. Early Start non-alcoholic IPA. It's their non-alcoholic beer from Aldi. Is this beer going to be worth the value, worth the price that I pay for it? And is it going to maybe even exceed my expectations? But for €1.26, I'm not expecting a whole bunch. But it is a 500ml bottle. I actually kind of like the 330ml bottles for this style of beer, because if you're having this at home, maybe a 330ml bottle while someone else is having their pint of beer, glass of wine, and you're just having a non-alcoholic beer, might just be a bit easier. Let's give it a go. Let's crack it open. Let me get my opener here. Little bit of a hiss there, bit of carbonation rising up there. There is a bottle cap on the front, which is interesting. Got my Journeyman. I don't know how clean this glass is going to be. You give it a bit of a dust out, but it's been on the shelf for quite a while. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to bring the beer up to the camera for you to have a proper look at it. It is hazy. It's going to be unfiltered, unpasteurized. It is a craft beer, if you like. It's an IPA. It has a certain amount of sort of wine gum, orangey, yellow sort of complexion to it. It's a touch murky. What is the foam like on the top of this beer? Can we get something going on here? Yeah, there's a decent amount of head on the beer. Not too densely compact bubbles, but that's to be expected. Okay, so let's have a look at this in terms of the aroma that's going on inside here. There is a nice fruity, slightly tropical fruity aroma going on in this beer. That's kind of nice, I have to say. Fresh citrus fruit and tropical fruit flavour, and a sweet biscuit malt, refreshing bitterness. The aroma is full of malty character. Well, I will say that on the nose, I'm getting a nice bit of tropical fruit going on there. It's actually very pleasing on the nose. Maybe some mango going on in there. Maybe a bit of peach, bit of stone fruit, bit of melon, a little bit citrusy, a little bit orangey, a touch of grapefruit. Very nice, I have to say. On the nose, very nice. Colour of the beer looks good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, cilantro. See what this beer is going to taste like. I'm just hoping it's not thin. Well, there's a heavy bitterness in this beer. That's actually lovely. Okay, so let's have a think about this. The taste on my mouth is, there's sweet, there's a sweetness coming through, and there's a strong bitterness. About I'd say in terms of like contribution, more bitter than sweet. Perhaps with a touch of the salty taste in there as well. Very, very nice tastes on the taste buds. And then when you add those to the aromas, we'll see what flavour it comes through as. So the aromas are working nice with the tastes that I'm getting from this. The sensations of the bitterness coming through. There's kind of like a piney, not pininess, a resiny kind of deep bitterness coming through. It's a West Coast style bitter that we've got. And it definitely has a nice tropical array of aromas to go with it. So that presents itself as a nice flavor profile of an IPA, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So in terms of what the tastes and the flavors and the aromas all come out together as, I'm happy with it. There is a bit of a biscuity nose as well. There is a bit of like you get a sense behind the fruit of the hops that there's some kind of malt contribution coming through, and it could be, well, that it is, you could say it is biscuity. I like that. I actually like that. Let's give it another taste. Okay, so the mouthfeel. It coats, it's oily, it's coating the palate. It's resinous, it's oily, it's almost a little bit dank. Very, just like not odoriferously so, but just very slightly leaning towards, heavy West Coast bitterness. And that can sometimes sort of come together as a dank sort of contribution. It's not quite there, but it's leaning in that direction. Like it's kind of just that really strong resiny sort of bitterness that you get from a real old school West Coast IPA. So what's, the mouthfeel of this is a little bit, it's oily, it's slick, it's silky. Is there oats in here? I wonder if there's oats in this beer. What does it say? It did say something about sweet biscuit malt. The aroma is full of malty character. Oh no, hold on, that's not the ingredients. The ingredients, oats and malted barley. It has that slickness that you get from oats. That just gives it kind of like a rounded flavour rather than a fresh, bright, crisp flavour. It just gives it a fuller, slicker, silky flavour. So the mouthfeel of it's really nice. The tastes of it are nice. The aromas are nice. So the whole flavour package is good. It's not. Is it thin? This is not a thin beer at all. That's actually, I think that might be my favourite non-alcoholic beer. Let me just pour a little bit more in here. Sometimes I've been inclined with these non-alcoholic beers to do the video, nice head there as well, to make the video and drink a certain amount of the bottle, but then I've really no intention of drinking the rest of it. And that just tells you everything you need to know about non-alcoholic beer, one versus another one, for instance. I'm absolutely delighted to be drinking this beer. It's nice. It does everything an IPA should be doing. What is it like in terms of, is it lacking? Is it missing alcohol? There is that warmth that you get from ethanol alcohol that is the receptors on your tongue, the pain receptors that sense warmth from heat. You don't get that, and you also don't get that at the back in all of the nasal olfactory senses. You don't get that alcohol in here, but what you do in place of it is you get a really nice warming bitterness that makes up for it. It really does. I absolutely love this beer. I think this is a cracker. Nice head on it. I like it being a bit hazy. The head is actually fantastic. What else about the beer? Overall, I think this is going to be certainly up there as one of the best that I've had. It may well be, for the price, the best that I've had. But we're talking supermarket beers here that you can put in your trolley for €1. It's absolutely knocking it out of the park for me. Yeah, and the label design, absolutely fine, happy with that. And I'm actually thinking I'd like a 500ml bottle of this. I wouldn't be surprised if this did really well in the non-alcoholic category of the World Beer Awards. It's that kind of a beer that is just doing the right job. Calorific, let's have a look at that on the back. Per 100 mils, it's only 8 calories. So per bottle, it's 40 calories. That is also absolutely cracking. A lot of these German Weiss beers that have a lot of extra carbohydrate and protein in them, they're in and around the 125, 150 calories. This one is 40 calories. The So beer that I had that sold in Tesco's as a health sort of beer drink, that was, I think, 40 calories as well. This is 40 calories. It has, less than 0.1 gram of fat, which is nothing, of course. Carbohydrates, total, so inclusive of all sugars, 7 grams per bottle. That is absolutely fantastic. Protein, 0.5 grams. Protein's neither here nor there. The aroma is full of malty character. Let me just see, does it come up on that? You know, the malts character of a West Coast IPA should be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with hops. That's what separates an IPA from a pale ale. And really, for me, this one does exactly what it says. I know it says biscuity on there, but it has a biscuity palate to it, to the profile, and it really does match up nicely with the hops in it. For me, this beer, I'm going to stick my neck out and say my view of this brew is absolutely fantastic. Non-alcoholic, alcohol-free, dry January. It's come up with some clangers. It's also come up with some absolute bangers, and this is going to be a banger. That's not how I'm naming these beers. I'm just saying, check this one out if you're going alcohol-free. You can't do much better for the price. Cheers, sláinte, and it's on to the next one. Bye. And then